welcome back to Colouring with Amy. I hope that you're all well. I've been away for a little while. Things have been a little bit disturbed. My husband, a lot of you have asked, after his operation in March, is doing really, really well. Off the crutches, off the painkillers, which is absolutely fantastic given he's only 5 weeks. But yeah, things been a bit disturbed because he's not driving, so I'm having to do a lot of kind of the normal stuff that he would do. So I'm not able to make as much content as I normally would. But I am back with the second in my A to Z series, so on letter B, and we're just going to get going. So for me, so as I said in my first video when I started this series, this is about what A to Z of colouring means to me. So, you know, if you're screaming, going, oh, well, you haven't included that, you haven't included this is what it means to me. Okay, so I have a couple of brands of pencils. First one is my Black Widow pencils, which I keep in this fabulous pencil case. And I have the full set: the dragon, the scorpion, the cobra, the Black Widow, the two skin tones, the dark and the light, and the monarch. I can't remember how many is in total, something like 180, could be wrong. But I love these pencils. I think they're primarily wax based. The newer, so when I got these, the Scorpion, Cobra and Black Widow sets were just with all of the black barrel and no dipped end, whereas the newer ones, the Dragon and the Monarch, come with this dipped end, and apparently these ones, the originals, now come with dipped end as well. So that's exciting. I have them in this pencil case, primarily wax based, lovely array of colours. I think they're just slightly different. You know, the Monarch set is primarily like pastel colours, and they're just gorgeous. And I love using these in Hannah Carlson books. The paper just loves the wax of them. And yeah, I love them. I haven't yet had to replace any of them. I've got a few small ones coming, but yeah, I love these. That all there really is to say of them, really. Then a recent purchase, literally within the last month, I bought the Brutfuner squares. So this is a box of 120 pencils. I've kept them in the tin. My ones all have, I don't know if you can see that. Mine all have, I don't think it is focusing today. Mine all have the name on in English, which is nice. They all have colour numbers. I have swatched all mine out. And I have to say, I really like these. I'd read some reviews and I'd been umming and ahhing about buying them for a long time. And then I suddenly saw a set second-hand like £13. Bearing in mind that these are normally around £22 on Amazon for the full set. So I got these for £13 second-hand, and they were practically brand new. There was only one pencil that had been used. They sharpen really, really well in the dial 133. I have predominantly used them in my colouring pages for this month. So you will see a lot of colouring pages for April where I'm using the Brutfuner squares. They are square in barrel. I love the smell. The smell is just divine. This is a swatch. So again, I think the colours are quite unusual. They've got some really nice kind of really light greens. I really like the browns as well. And they've got some really lovely like peaches and pinks as well. There's a really unusual Sphinx colour, and there's a really gorgeous hay colour as well that I like. So yeah, really like them. I just swatched them on like a really crappy piece of lined paper, but it sits in the tin perfectly well. So I really like those. I really like them. I've tried them in Rita Berman. I've tried them in Johanna Basford. I can't remember where else I've tried them, but you'll see it in my completed pages at the end of this month. So make sure you tune into that. And then the other pencils beginning with B for me are the Brutfuner macarons, which I believe are in this one. So I have these in a pencil roll. So this is Brutfuner macarons 50 set. These are round barrels, so not squares like my Brutfuner squares. Again, mine all have the names in English. These are very similar looking to maybe a Arteza Expert or a Polychromos. So the colours on the full barrow, there's like this little stripe at the end. But yeah, really like these. They work really nicely with Polychromos pencils. They would work really nicely with the Brutfuner squares as well and complement that set. These aren't very expensive. I think I got mine last year for something like £13, I want to say. Maybe a bit longer than that I've had them. But I have swatched them in my swatch book. Just got to find them. Bear with me. Oh, it was right at the beginning. That's fine. Okay, there we go. So yeah, Brutfuner macarons, 50 set. So yeah, they all are very light. I really like the peaches and the yellows. So the greens are also really nice, as are the blues. And I have done full pages with these. I've done one I did one this month actually, fully using macarons in Lulu Mayo. They worked really nice in the Lulu Mayo actually. And I've also done one in Rita Berman's Europa fully up with macarons as well. Just gives you a completely different effect. And I think these would go with any pencil set that you have already. They would complement the colours. The colours are unusual. They're pastels, true pastels, not like some of these things you can get and they're just not. So yeah, I would really recommend the Brutfuner macarons. That's a good pastel set to get, and I think they're primarily oil based as well, like the Brutfuner squares. So that was all the pencil sets I wanted to talk about. Next I wanted to talk about blending, and I had prepared a little stuff, done a little bit of preparation for this. So I wanted to talk about blending. So I've drawn 4 circles, and I was going to talk about how I blend my pencils together. So I have got my Black Widow pencils. I have a dark one. So I normally, when I colour, I either do 2 colour blends or 3 colour blends. It's very unusual that I do any more than that, but having watched some other colourists, I probably should. But I'm comfortable with 3 colour blends. Sometimes I will go in with another if I just want to darken up something or add a shadow here and there. But so I'm going to show you 3 pencil blends. This is Blue Moon, which is the darkest, Blue Daisy, which is the mid colour, and Forget Me Not, which is the lighter colour. So I've already put down half of a Blue Moon. So when I blend pencil, I always go back over. So this I'm using Blue Daisy now. Always go back over the darker pencil, just to blend that and get the gradient working well. This paper is rubbish, by the way. It's just regular copy paper. So if the blend doesn't work well here, well, you know it will work better in a colouring book. It certainly does for me. So then we'll go over with the lighter colour, Forget Me Not again, and then so I would go over that mid colour then with the lighter colour. And then I would probably go over that whole mid part like that, and then I would go back in with the darker colour. So it takes several layers to get rid of the white, but then also the white of the tooth of the paper, but also then to get the blend. So then you're going back over that colour that you've already done with the mid colour, and you're blending them together like so. And then I'd go back in with the mid colour, the Blue Daisy. I'd go over that darker colour again, and you can see that the colour's now smoothing out. Like that. And then I'd go in with this lighter colour again. And then, so that's just blending with three pencils. And then I would potentially get another lighter blue. So actually this is going to be a 4-colour blend. So I would use Picasso Sky and I'd go over all of the colour. Because sometimes another lighter colour will smooth it all out. And give you that lovely transition between the blues that you're looking for. I should probably have zoomed you in a bit, and I will zoom you in now. But yeah, so you can see how that's really smoothed it all out and go for give it a lovely smooth blend. Right, so I'm now going to do that again, but this time, so we've got the darker colour down. I'm going to put the medium colour in. Going over that darker colour just a little bit. And I'm working in circular motions with my pencil. I haven't got the sharpest of pencils because my pencil sharpener is upstairs. And then I'm going to put the lighter colour in, the Forget-Me-Not. I'm going to go over that mid colour with the Forget-Me-Not. That's just my battery. It's getting low. Like that. I'm going to go over that mid colour with a Forget-Me-Not. And I'm going to go back in with my dark colour, my Blue Moon, just to get rid of the white of this paper on this side, or the tooth of the paper. And I'm going to go over this side of the mid colour. Like so. And then I'm going to go in with the Blue Daisy again. And it's beginning to smooth out now, as you can see. You know, intensify that colour, smooth it out, but also go back into the Forget-Me-Not. I am pressing quite hard. This is not normal, you know, colouring paper that I would... It's better than Amazon paper though, to be fair. So that's all nice and smooth out. And then the other way you can do it, so instead of using a lighter blue, is by using white. So I'm just going to use the white from the Black Widow, which is Casper. And I'm going to go over the whole circle with the white to smooth it out and blend the colours again together, smush them together. Now this can sometimes lighten up the colours because obviously you're putting a white over the top. I have got a bit of a stripy line here, which I'm not very happy with. So I'm probably just going to... Oh, that's better. So that's another way of doing it with the white. Another way, so I'm going to do this one again. Do this circle. So that was using a lighter blue for the first circle. So it was a 4-colour blend. Then using 3-colour blend and then adding the white to then blend them all together. This time we are going to use, I have got Derwent blender pens. There's a thick one and a thin one. I really liked them at the beginning, but I haven't been using them so much recently. I tend to like to use the pencils, whether that be a lighter colour pencil or a white, to really blend the colours together. I don't know why, I just buy the pens downstairs, you know, not necessarily next to me. So I haven't, yeah, I just don't use it as much anymore. So I think I do use them with the Black Widows, and I think I do tend to use them in Hannah Carlson actually, just because the paper needs it, I think. So I've gone back in with my mid colour. Now I'm going to go back in with my dark. So this also gives you an insight into the Black Widow pencils and how vibrant they and how much colour you can get out of them. Okay, so that's those together. And now I'm going to use my, so they come in a pack of 2. I've got they come in a thin nib, and a thick nib. And you do have to make sure that they are clean before you start blending them, otherwise you'll get loads of random colour in the colours you're trying to blend. So here, you can just clean them off on a plain piece of paper. So I've had these for quite a while and they haven't dried out, and I've got backups ready to go. So now I'm going to use the pen just to blend them together. And you just go over the pencil with the pen. And I think it works really, really well. And I have seen, which I am going to try when this runs out, that you can fill these pens with Zest It, which is the next thing that I'm going to show you. I think this has worked really well, and I should get them back out more often. But yeah, it's kind of smushed the colour around and really smushed it together. And I actually think it may have worked a little bbit better than those other two. So that's those two Derwent blender pens, one thin, one thick, come in a pack of 2. Oh, I've got another circle I need to show you. So I'm going to do this one now. So that's a blender pen. I'm just putting the mid one down. And forget me not. So I've shown you the first circle was a lighter colour blue, so 4-colour blend. Second circle was using white. The third circle was using Derwent blender pens. Fourth circle is going to be using a Prismacolor blending pencil. Again, you can buy these singularly. I prefer the Prisma. They tend to work with any kind of pencil. It doesn't matter whether they're wax or whether they're oil-based pencils. I tend to prefer the Prismacolor one. Similarly to the pen, you do need to clean it. Again, you can just, I'm here, so they look like this. Have a white nib. So again, mine's got a load of rubbish on it, so you just clean it off. Make sure it's clean before you start blending. You can normally tell with these because these have got white nibs, okay? And then you just go over the top with the pencil and blend those colours together. Like so. My pencil's really blunt. It would be much more sharp if I was doing this on a real piece of paper. So that's really smushed it together, and I think you can really see that. Right. I'm now going to just draw another circle and I will come back. So I drew another circle here. I'm just going to do the same as I've done before. So that's Blue Moon, and I'm going to go in with Blue Daisy. So you go over this Blue Moon colour. I'm doing this quite quickly as well, so apologies if I'm going over the line. And then you add in the Forget Me Not. There we go. Okay, I'm going to just go back in with the Blue Daisy. I'm trying not to leave a little blendy line like I did a minute ago. And then Blue Moon again. Let's get rid of some of the tooth and the white of the paper. Right, so I have just bought, this is a complete experiment. I have just bought some Zest It, which is pencil blending solution. Comes in a bottle like this. It smells really citrusy. So I've got a bottle 125 millilitres, and I'm going to be using, where have I put it? I'm going to be using a pencil blending stump. So these are just paper. I've never done this before, I've no idea how it works, so just dip it in there, I'm guessing. And then so that's quite juicy. More juicy than the pen. Don't think you'll need very much, and that's obviously completely soaked the paper. Wow, you can really see the way that blends though, and it really smushes it and slides the pigment around the paper. Really lovely. Really enjoyed that a lot, and you can really see the way that's kind of blended the colour together. So that was that. And I got a box of those for like £5. I'll just show you. Mine came in like a little plastic box with all of these stumps, and this is like a sharpener for them. So that's really cool. And that was £5 from Amazon. So this is all my blends. This is with a light blue. So this was a 4-colour blend using the 3-colour and then going over the lighter blue at the end. This is with a white pencil. This is with a Derwent blender pen. This is with a Prismacolor blender pencil, and this is with the Zest It. So that's how the kind of things that I use for blending. I'm definitely going to be using the Zest It again. That was fun. So yeah, so that's that. Then the other thing beginning with B that I thought of was burnishing. Now, I'm led to believe, I've got this pencil. It looks fairly brand new. I barely use this at all. So I believe that burnishing is like the final thing you do after you've blended all your colours together. You then go over the top with the burnisher pencil, and it's meant to be like the final layer, which makes the pencil look all shiny. And then once you've done that, you can't put any more pencil layer down. I barely use mine. I like the effect without it. I can still see the shine without it. So yeah, so that's burnishing. I can't say I do it very much. Yeah. So that's blending, burnishing, Black Widows, Brutfuner squares, Brutfuner macarons. The only other thing I was going to touch on was backgrounds. So backgrounds for me are a little bit of a nemesis. I'm not a big drawer. So I often don't like to add my own things into a background. Sometimes I have, and it's turned out okay. But other times it's just it's a big no-no for me. So I like to use things to enhance my backgrounds, like watercolour paint, acrylic paint, glitter, silky crayons, chalk pastel. And I do have a video about what I use for backgrounds, and that will be linked in the corner of this video if you'd like to watch that. And there are various videos within my colour alongs where I do the backgrounds on screen with you. I have done a couple of lives where I've done the backgrounds. But if there is any background that you'd like to see, then do let me know and I can do a video on that for you. But that is my B. What colouring is for me, letter B. So I hope you enjoyed that. I hope it was helpful. And I'll see you again soon. Bye. I just realised there was one more thing I didn't do, and that was brushes, which are obviously important if you're using paint. So I have a number of brushes here. I bought a set from Arteza, which I've got a number of different heads. I think I got 2 packs because I think one of them got lost in the post. These have got lots of different heads. They've got thin ones, these ones, fan ones, flat tips, pointy tips. I don't know if they've got a special name. They do say, I think, cat's tongue, yeah. Cat's tongue, fan, round, flat. So I got a set from Arteza. They weren't very expensive. Then I found, when I was doing more detailed work, I needed ones with very fine tips. So I have these. I got these from Amazon, set of 5, very inexpensive. I tend to use those primarily for watercolour. And then I've got some other free brushes when I bought other things. Then I guess there are also the watercolour brushes that you can get. These types of ones where you put the water in here and then you squeeze it as you want the water. I find I have less control if I do that. I do quite like the nibs on these though. These are Derwent ones. This is an Arteza one. This one's quite nice. The tip's kind of pointy with that one. The Arteza ones come in different, so there's quite a narrow one there. That one's quite square. I haven't used these for ages. And then this one that one's quite small and square as well. But you can use them out without water. So what you could do if you want more control is you just have a bowl of water and you dip the nib in the water, which gives you less water. But with our colouring books, a lot of the colouring books don't take water very well, so that could be quite a good thing. But yeah, I have set of 3 or 4 of these. Like this one's the Arteza one, and the rest of them are all Derwent. But I quite like those too. But I haven't used them for a long time. So yeah, that's brushes. Very, very quick guide to brushes. I'm not an expert on brushes. I don't buy premium brands of them. So I know some people are really into specific brands, but I'm just not. For me, the investment is the pencils. So yeah, that's B. See you again soon.